Well, hello everybody, welcome back to Fonz Talk Jersey. It is I, Fonz the Falco, your jersey connoisseur here in the wonderful world of YouTube. Yes, today's video, or this week's video, we're talking Color Rush. You know, the NFL Rivalries program that's coming up in about a couple of weeks with the release of the uniforms got me thinking of the old era of the Color Rush uniforms. Now, one of the first videos I did on this channel 2 years ago was grading every single original Color Rush uniform that came out. And now today, 7 teams right now at the end of the 24 season still use that Color Rush jersey. Now, if you want to check out the original grades for all those, you can check that out. The link for that is down below, and it's also up here as well. But here's just a little bit of a history lesson of the Color Rush program if you forgot about it. It started back in 2015 with teams going the same color from top to bottom, not including the helmets, because at the time the NFL had the one shell rule. So from the jersey, pants, and socks, it was all one singular color. And by 2016, every single NFL team had their own Color Rush uniform. Now, it was originally intended for the Thursday night football games to kind of give it something different, but eventually a lot of teams started using it for their Sunday afternoon or night games. And by 2018, the program discontinued, but a few teams still use theirs today, while some were discontinued due to some teams getting some brand new uniform overhauls. So for here with this new series on this channel called Rankings, I'm going to be ranking every single NFL Color Rush uniform that is still used today. Now here's the simple criteria. Number one, it's how do they look? And that's pretty much like my favorites of the ones that are still remaining today. Now a little bit of disclaimer for a couple things with this criteria before I get into it. We're only talking about the original Color Rush uniforms that came out in 2016. I know the Browns had a new one in 2019 and the Texans also came out with a recent one, but we're only talking about the 30 original ones back in the day that were still used today. And teams with those original Color Rushers that are essentially the same as their ones, like the Eagles black alternates, the Chiefs red homes, those are not going to be on this ranking. And while some teams have changed the pants and also some helmets in between, like the Ravens today purple helmet, the Bills did a white pants with the red jersey, we're talking about just the actual jersey itself here. And teams that have used theirs lastly in 2024, the last season, count for this list. The Vikings do not count on here because they only used theirs last in 2023. 24, they basically retired it, but we're still unsure if those teams are going to be using them for 2025, and I'll explain about that in a little bit for the Seahawks, for example. But not counting the Color Rushers that are essentially the same as their regular standard home, road, and alternate jerseys, here are the 7 teams that still use their Color Rush jerseys, and I'm going to rank those 7 teams. So let's get into the rankings of all the NFL teams that still use their Color Rush uniform from worst to first. But before we get into the actual ranking from 7 to 1, here are the teams that still use their Color Rush jerseys, but they are essentially the same ones. Like the Carolina Panthers, for example, their Color Rush jersey at the time was essentially their alternate powder blue jersey, which is a really good one. And the Eagles also, their Color jersey was basically their alternate black uniform. So those don't count here because it is essentially their regular jersey they've always used. Chicago Bears were one of the teams that had a Color jersey, was essentially their home jersey, pairing it with the navy pants. The Colts, the same thing. Their blue jersey was their Color Rush jersey with the blue pants. And the previously mentioned Chiefs, their red jersey with the red pants was their Color Rush uniform. And the Packers, the only team that had a road jersey in the Color Rush, was basically their white jersey for the road with white pants. And they recently did a white helmet with that combination here, but again, that jersey is its own regular jersey, so it doesn't count for this ranking. Now let's get to the actual rankings from 7 to 1 of the teams that still use their Color Rush uniforms today, and my personal favorites from worst to first. Number 7 and dead last, we're going with the Las Vegas Raiders one. Now the Raiders jersey is essentially their throwback from the early 1970s with white pants. They previously used this in 2009 with the AFL program as a road uniform, but they classified it as a Color Rush at the time because it was with the white pants. But in recent years, they've actually retired the white pants as the typical silver pants with that white jersey. And look, it's not bad, but it's just so similar to the regular Raiders road jersey, which I do think is a really simple one, but it works here. The silver number, I say, is pretty nice here, but again, it is a basic one compared to the other Color Rush uniforms we saw throughout its history. And also not as creative as the other ones because essentially it is their throwback jersey, and they kind of called it their Color Rush with the white pants. Number 6, we're going to go with the Buffalo Bills. Now, back in the day when I did this video, originally grading all of them, I had the Buffalo Bills graded a lot higher. But honestly, as the years have come on with this jersey and seeing it a little bit more, I thought that I hated it. I think I've grown to just not like it as much as I used to when it came out. The jersey was essentially the red, basically a third color that is in their color scheme, made into their jersey. That was actually the first team to wear their Color Rush on a Sunday because it actually was so popular with Bills fans. Now in 2024, this past season, they did a different combination with the red jersey with the white pants, which I actually think looked really nice. But again, it's one of those jerseys where I did like it a lot back in the day, and I still like it a little bit today, but it's kind of like wearing off where I'm not liking it as much. It's kind of going on like a decline here. Now again, like I said before with these rankings, I'm not sure if they're they're going to be used in 2025 for some of these teams, particularly with the Bills. That's one of them. Because while the NFL did allow teams to add a fourth game for an alternate option here, but teams can still only use 2 alternate jerseys and 2 alternate helmets. And the Bills have already announced they're bringing back the Standing Buffalo throwback jersey for 2 games, and also for 1 game they're bringing back a throwback alternate red helmet. So that's for 3 of the slots. You also got to factor in they're part of the NFL rivalries program too, and they're going to be getting a new jersey with that also. So the throwback Standing Buffalo, the red helmet, and now the rivalry. We still don't know if the rivalry jersey is going to be counted towards this as well too. We might end up still seeing the red jersey here in the rotation, but it's just a thing to think about. But still lower on the list. If this was 2 years ago, it would be a lot higher, but now it's not holding up as much. And seeing the other ones here, I forgot how good these other ones are. Number 5, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Steelers are one of those very traditional teams. They don't have a lot of changes from their coaching staff to even their uniforms itself, but they surprisingly joined the trend here of the color rush era, going with the all black look, but the numbers here were the throwback block numbers, similar to the jerseys they wore from 1946 to 1965, but with the modern stripes you see here in all gold. It's sleek, it pops. The throwback numbers actually look really nice here, and I should not like it as a Ravens fan, but I gotta say that Pittsburgh Steelers color rush is actually a pretty nice sleek jersey. A nice little callback with the throwback block numbers here, kind of showing off the tradition, but going with the times here with this uniform. Kudos to them, because when I still see them, I still think they look really good on the field. Now for number 4, ranking the NFL teams that still use their color rush jerseys, it's the Seattle Seahawks. Now I know it's a very controversial one because I feel like a lot of people hate this jersey, but I'm one of the few that actually weirdly likes it. I know it's a wacky jersey, a little bit out there, different than the other ones, but for some reason when I see it on the field here, I find myself like enjoying watching the Seahawks in these uniforms. I don't know why. Now they did this in the past in 2009 with the action green jersey with the blue pants. Now it's kind of the inspiration for this color rush uniform. And it is the all action green, the highlighters. You see the jokes on this when they wear these uniforms. The team has also worn this jersey with the blue pants, which I think is actually an underrated combination. But again, it's bright, it's loud. This uniform is a little bit wacky and crazy, but I think about when they wear them on Thursday nights against the 49ers, for example, or another division opponent here. Just for some reason, it's a wacky jersey, but I just find myself liking it a lot. Now, we're unsure if they're going to be wearing it in 2025 because of the uniform limit here. Because again, like I said, the rivalry uniforms are going to get a rivalry uniform. They have the home throwback, which I do like a lot. And there's potential rumor going around they're going to be bringing back a road version of that throwback in the rotation. So I don't know if they're going to wear the action green color rush this season. I hope they do because, again, I find myself really liking this uniform a lot. And again, I know I'm on the outlier here. If Seattle ever did the change of a uniform here when they go back to the throwback styles, making it their permanent uniforms, they should keep that home throwback and the road throwback as the home and road, but keep this action green color rush as an alternate because I just want to see it all the time. Not every single game, but once or twice a season. I find myself enjoying that for the Seahawks. Number 3, we're going to go with the Dallas Cowboys. Another really good color rush uniform, inspiration from their 1990s double star alternates. And it's the white jersey with the 2 Dallas Cowboy stars here on the shoulders here with the white pants and socks. It's a clean look. It's a crisp look. The navy numbers here pop really nicely. The stars on the shoulder look really good here. A throwback style, kind of reminiscing of the old school days with the Cowboys with a modern twist here. Traditional with a little bit with some modern stuff here. It looks really cool. Now in 2022, when the NFL allowed a second alternate helmet, the Cowboys joined that trend, doing a white alternate helmet called the Arctic Cowboy with this uniform. And I gotta say, the silver helmet worked really well with this uniform, but that white alternate helmet made it pop a lot more. I find myself really liking this jersey for the Cowboys. I want to see them wear it a few more times than the 2 in the season because they wear it for 2 games and they wear the Thanksgiving throwbacks for 1 game. Still a really good jersey. I like it a lot. Number 2, let's go with the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens did their color rush very differently. Instead of going the base of a different color, they went with the numbers as a different color. Traditional purple home jerseys, which is a great uniform here, but the numbers here, instead of making them white, they did it gold. Because you know, gold is actually the 3rd color in the Ravens color scheme, and I gotta say, this jersey is still really good and it holds up very well today. Surprisingly, it wasn't used in 2023, but they brought it back in 2024 because they joined the trend of teams getting an alternate helmet. They did an alternate purple helmet called the Purple Rising uniform, and I gotta say, matching this helmet with that jersey made it look a lot nicer here. Again, it's a jersey you don't wear for every single week, but seeing it once or twice a season, I think it's really cool. But again, like with color rush jerseys, a lot of those teams did the different base colors here. The Ravens kept the same base, their home jersey, but changing the numbers here to something different here. It's really good. Definitely still holds up today, especially now with that Purple Rising helmet. And the number 1 color rush jersey that is still used today, it's the New Orleans Saints. Now it's a throwback uniform, kind of circa 1975, kind of inspirations from that. White base here, gold gold numbers, black outline, the stripes on the side here. It's a really clean and crisp uniform that is still one of my favorites. It was my highest graded one when I did the video back in the day, and it's still my number one today. It's a really nice uniform. It's considered one of the best color rush uniforms and actually one of the best uniforms in the NFL. They paired it with the black alternate helmet in 2022, and honestly, I wasn't a fan of it. Both stuff is great. The black helmet's good. The color jersey is amazing. Just didn't really mesh well together. It was a lot better with the gold helmet. And last season, they did bring it back with the regular standard gold helmet. Now in 25, they're adding a third helmet, the white alternate helmet. They're going to be pairing with this uniform. And seeing from the pictures of it, I got to say, it's going to look really, really good. And I think it's going to be in the running for one of the best uniforms in the NFL. We'll talk about the jersey itself. There's a reason why it's still popular today. The white pants with the white jersey pop really good here in this. The gold numbers look really good here. It's a nice uniform. It's so good. And again, another reminiscent of the throwback days of the Saints. Nice little kind of honoring the past here with the modernness of it. It just looks really good. And it's my favorite color rush uniform still to this day. That's my rankings of all the NFL color rush uniforms that are still used today. Let me know, out of those 7 jerseys you saw in the rankings here, which one is your favorite of the bunch? And which old color rush uniform do you want to see return here? Talk about the ones that I haven't mentioned on here. Now, what about the rankings overall? Did I get one too high, too low? Again, let me know down below what you think. As always, you can follow Fonz Talks Jerseys. You can subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Instagram at Fonz Talks Jerseys. You can follow my TikTok, my personal YouTube page at Fonz the Falco. Consider it a grab bag of stuff. Actually, if you're a video game fan, I just reviewed Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 on my other YouTube channel. If you want to check that out, you can follow the Instagram and everything else too at Fonz the Falco. Links for all that is down below. We're going to be cooking up some good stuff for the Fonz Talks Jerseys YouTube channel in the coming weeks. Like I said here, you definitely want to stick around for it. More stuff for my jersey collection, more top 10s, more uniform previews, some reviews and whatnot, grades, whatever. You're going to see a lot of stuff, even some jersey stories. That's going to be returning to this channel. That's enough out of me. Have a good day, good night, good evening, whenever you're watching said video, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.